Watch him head down into one.
Looks like Casey K. May got some help going into turn one there. He had Ruderman all over the back of the car. Oh, and you see Biffle right there. He's slowing down. He doesn't know which way to go. Oh, you hate when that happens.
Yeah, you do hate it when that. And, you know, at first glance, it looked like it was just body damage to Biffle's car, but I think it got into the rear end and maybe knocked the rear end a little to the left.
No, I'm not sure if Ruderman got in him after that shot.
This is on board with Tony Stewart. It's going to be up ahead of him.
Yeah, he got into him a little bit. You can tell by the tire smoke. As he...
It's like he just got him a little bit high there. The car got away from him, which is easy to do over in 3 and 4. Like we were just talking, Kyle and I were just, it doesn't take much for these cars to jump sideways on you.
Yeah, in Cup practice, we've had 3 or 4 guys who have, it just gets away from you right there about the Nextel sign. Same old place it's always been. Like I said, but
I'm not sure that car didn't take off like we were talking about earlier. It looked like that thing just took off and he went up the racetrack and ran out of...
And there he is in the grass.
Asphalt.
Who had the 48?
This is on board with Clint Bowyer.
Smoking up there in the front set. Just keep coming. The track's clear. Say hi.
Tony Stewart.
Right there in front of you. Watch him. He's in the grass. He'll come back across.
That's a good example of how much...
Wow, look at that.
Yeah.
Nothing you can do when that happens but hang on and grit your teeth.
And that is a hard hit because it goes up, and that's a bad angle. That's just a hard hit.
Mike Skinner is going to be the lucky dog. He will come around and be just the 17th car on the lead lap, and we're not quite to halfway.
Yeah, Matt was putting them down pretty hard there. That last 15, 20 lap run, he was putting a bunch of guys down a lap.
Yeah, he came from
car. He's getting above Dave Blaney. He just loses it. And I mean, the 44 loses it at the same time.
Yeah, it's hard to tell whether the 44 lost it or got hit by the 20 because it was like synchronized spinning.
This will be coming right at you now.
Well, Denny Hamlin did a really nice job.
It looked like Kenny Wallace did too.
Getting through that mess.
There's Skinner. And this is on board with Stewart.
He'll lose it right here, right back when he's getting on the throttle.
Well, the good news. I got good news.
Got good news and bad news.
Whoa. He was a little bit long getting out the throttle on that one.
Yes, he was. I agree.
It's Regan Smith in that 35 car. Well, the big mess just passed halfway at the Lowe's Motor Speedway. Carl Edwards leads Matt Kenseth, and we're under caution again.
It looks like the 4 car, Vidovich just loses it getting off of 2 there and just collects Burton, who was trying to avoid it. Oh, man, that is a hit that 4 car took. Wow. And these guys were just avoiding Vidovich coming up the racetrack, and I don't know who that red car was. He did a good job, and Keselowski just didn't make it.
I'm going to tell you, that's 3 of the hardest hits you'll see in one accident at the same time because this car, the 4 car, took a wicked hit on the inside there, and then Brad, right here, that's driver's side right there, and it just slaps you up next to the roll bars. But when you see Burton hits the 4 car hard enough to lift the 4 car off the ground.
Yeah, I mean, that right rear is just buried in that 4 car.
That's a hard hit right there.
Watch that right rear just get, I mean, drilled. Who is that right car?
I think that's Michael Waltrip. This is on board with Stewart.
I don't think that's Michael. Michael's in the 99, is he? much. Had a lot of sponsor people here this week.
Yes.
Inside lane.
Watching the 50.
Just got loose underneath the 42 car of Casey Mears. Got her locked down. Definitely going to need some tires.
Goes around coming off of turn 2. Dave Blaney will be the lucky dog. And as Kyle pointed out, Harvick did get one of his laps back on the track.
How lucky is that?
That was amazing. I kept waiting for the shot to see whether he got into the wall at all.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's just perfect. The inside wall opens up and he slides right into that little hole and the car stops. It's hard to believe he spun coming.
And Kenseth is the lucky dog.
Just got loose underneath Musgrave there in the 14 car. And too bad, because Jamie had another good run going.
The luckiest guy here tonight is Ted Musgrave.
Yeah. I mean, there's only going to be 7 cars on the lead lap, and a couple of those guys, Michael Waltrip, Danny O'Quinn, Stacey.
Watching the 38 car here.
Goes around the high side, just gets loose.
Yeah, it was sideways on entry.
Yeah.
The bad part for Kenseth.
Got up on the outside of the 60. They were coming off a 4. The 60's got a little bit loose. Well, 42 got real loose.
Yes.
It got in the wall and took the 60 out. But
Yeah, 42. But the 60 car, that's where Wally, like you had said, the 60 car looks loose, right in that place, right there. And you see the 60, he gives him room. He gives him room. The 42 just gets up in the outside wall, bounces off, and gets in the car.
just hooked him in the right. I mean, and you're right. Carl gave the 42 plenty of room, but it wasn't enough in this series.
Yeah, and he has places like Atlanta and places like that he runs, and Dave can drive the high line, man. And he'd run it up there on the outside of Kenseth. Kenseth gets a little bit loose. He corrects. I thought he was going to get it back, man, but it's just...
These races are worth staying around.